G'day y'all, welcome to COL, Centre of Light, Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please assist me, send me your energy as I call forth and dedicate the flames. I call forth and dedicate this flame to the Father. I call forth and dedicate this flame to the Mother. I call forth and dedicate this flame to the Son. I call forth and dedicate this flame to the Centre of Light, Sydney, Australia. I call forth and dedicate this flame to the Diamond Platinum Ray. I call forth and dedicate this flame to the Archangel Uriel, who has dominion over the summer months here in Australia at the present moment. And I call forth and dedicate this flame to friends and family, near and far. Usually at this time in a service, if we're in person, we would pass around a globe of the world and ask people to send their love to an area or people perhaps on the other side of the world. Today, I would like to invite you at home to join me in sending energy and love to the animals of the world. Choose an animal or a bird that you feel you would like to send your love to today, and please do so throughout the service. We also would send the prayer basket at this time. And because we can't do that either, there is a link in the Facebook page and the web page. If you would like to send your prayer requests in, you can do so that you can join our prayer list and have someone sending their energy to you quite often. And it comes across from Alabama, it comes to Australia, it goes all around the world. So if you think about it, probably every hour of every day, someone may be praying for you right then. Isn't that a really heartwarming feeling to know that? Now we will have a decree. If you have a decree book at home, it's the morning invocation. Please join me with the actions, and then I will say the words, and I invite you to just listen to the words and feel the feelings. Raise your hands above your head. Stretch to the sky and say, Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the will I need to fulfill your purpose. And feel that will flowing into you. Bow at the waist and then straighten. And focus your energy and attention on the earth. Mother God, thank you for this body. Thank you for the energy I need to do today's work. Feel energy flowing into you. Now focus inwards and upwards and feel that connection. Father, Mother Christ, bless my mind, my spirit, and my body. I promise to do my best in every detail. I promise to respect all that my hands find to do. I promise to love all. Let the joy of your love flow through me today. Amen. And so it is. And now, breathe deeply in and out 3 times and focus on your heart. Christ God, thank you for the word. Direct my path today to channel your love to all that I meet. And now we're going to have our wonderful piano player, Nancy, who's located in Huntsville, Alabama at the Center of Light. She's going to perform a song for us. It's called This Little Light of Mine. Go Nancy! Be the light, girl.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And now, I'd like to talk about the message that I would like to share with you today. I had the privilege of attending a workshop a few weeks ago, and the gentleman that spoke really inspired me. He really lit something within me. A lot of what he was talking about, I've been talking about for a long time, and vice versa, I'm sure. Research around the world, and doctors and scientists and all sorts of people around the world are talking now about things like neuroplasticity, changing your genes. So today my topic is called changing your genes. Not your denim ones that you wear, the genes of your DNA. How do you do that, I hear you ask? Well, there are ways that we can make changes within our body that will change our health, change the way we perceive the world, change our emotional body for every day. I'm very excited about doing it. I've been following what he said. I love it, and I would love to share it with you. The gentleman's name was David Hamilton, his PhD. He's a lovely gentleman, Scottish, and he has a beautiful accent. But he was talking about mindfulness and what that's about. And mindfulness, as we think, is about, to me, thinking about what you're doing. So if you're meditating and you're focused on your breathing and you're thinking about all the thoughts that are going on, in, oh, I've got to pay that bill and I better get the car fixed and oh, I've got to go to the grocery store, that's not being mindful in the moment. That's sitting there trying to meditate, breathe, and thinking about things you need to do. In order to be mindful, we need to sit quietly, and there are many ways to do it, but sit quietly, think about your breathing in and out. Feel the temperature of the air as it enters your nostrils. Be mindful of what's happening. Be aware of how big or small your lungs stretch and close to. You might hear your heartbeat. Be in that moment and really feel that. That is being mindful. And by the act of noticing and being mindful, you engage the frontal lobe. And if you can, while you're sitting there doing that and breathing, if you could imagine a pet, a loved one, a very dear friend right in front of you, and literally see their face and send them love and feel that connection, what you're doing is you're altering the function of your brain. You're changing some of the chemicals in your brain, which then send messages to the body to make the body change things as well. That's where we talk about neuroplasticity, the ability to change things in the brain, and then the body-mind connection and how it works. It can work both ways. It can work by changing the way the chemicals are in your brain. It will have an effect on your body, or you can start with your body and it will have an effect on your brain. An example might be, if you were to join the yoga that does the laughing yoga, where you take a breath in and then you laugh. Ha 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 ha. At first it's a really forced and false laugh. But after 3 or 4 of those types of things, you start to actually feel happy, because that action in your body is changing things in your body and it's sending messages to your brain. Then the chemicals in your brain change and send messages back to your body. So it's a two-way communication street. If you would like to be more healthy, think about, visualize how you would like to be, not the situation you're in today. Visualize and really connect with how you would like to be and energize that instead. If you were thinking brain chemistry, body-mind connection, changing our genes, think about anxiety, feeling depressed, or feeling sad. What is the opposite of those feelings? I'll give you a moment. You're probably saying things like, oh well, peace, or calmness, or happiness. They would be the opposite, and that is true. But how would you get peace and calmness and happiness? How would you grab that? And so what we're going to talk about now is how to achieve that goal. If you have decided to journey with me and change your genes, as I am doing, and living more happiness and more joy in every day and sharing that, how do you find that in the first place to connect with it? And the answer will surprise you. David Hamilton says mindfulness is what will start the process. The answer to achieving peace, calmness, joy or happiness, or feeling love is to actually perform acts of kindness. Think about that. By performing an act of kindness to a person, to an animal, a bird, a plant, any type of kindness will start to generate those feelings for you. It will bring you some happiness and joy. It will bring you perhaps a feeling of peace. The more kindness that you display and the more kindness that you allow, the more those feelings will build. And so you'll go from feeling perhaps anxious and depressed and sad, you'll move along the spectrum to feeling peaceful and calm and loving. The link is kindness. Isn't that amazing? I thought it was amazing. When he asked the question about what's the opposite, I answered the same. But I couldn't identify that one thing, that one word, that one thing that I should do. But it is kindness. And of course, in these days, we need kindness. There's a little app on, a little site on the Facebook app that's called The Kindness Pandemic. And it's been fascinating for me to read and join in with people who are seeing acts of kindness all around the world and sharing different stories, sharing about someone bought my coffee today, or someone paid for my meal, or I saw someone and offered to help, and sharing it that way. Acts of kindness are what the world needs now. We need to group together and support each other and be loving and peaceful and kind. We also need to be joyful and happy. That's my goal. And allow our light to shine, as it says for the year, this year at the Centre of Light. Being the light, let your light shine. That's what this is about. So we're going to call this kindfulness instead of mindfulness. We need both. We need mindfulness, but then we need kindfulness. So get the mindfulness going of being present in the moment, and then imagine a loved one or a pet or anything, a beautiful scene, a beautiful memory from your past, and allow that energy to build, and that will start shifting you into the other end of the spectrum, and it will start to change the chemistry in your brain and your body, and it will lower the effectiveness of some of your genes, the ones that are being energized by all the negative stuff, the worry and the sadness and the grief, or the depression, the anger, whatever it is. Those genes are sort of really lively, and the opposite ones are almost asleep. And so as we move across, you're going to enliven the other side of the spectrum of genes, the ones that about love and happiness and self-confidence and self-esteem and being able to do things for self-empowerment, kindness to others, inclusiveness, connectivity, all of those sorts of things will be enlivened, and the other ones will be quietened. And I love that. I just love that we can affect our bodies and our lives by an act of mindfulness and kindfulness. And we can change our genes. Think about that. And I hope you join me in that journey. And I'm open to discussion. I'm open to having a discussion about it. If people would like to do that, I would love to do that on a Zoom meeting. That would be fantastic. I'm all for doing that. So send messages to the Centre of Light and we'll get that going. Wouldn't that be fantastic fun? I think it would be. So thank you for your attention and listening to my message today. Please join me in another affirmation. It is called the affirmation of self. I know that I have the ability to become whatever I wish to be. I have the freedom to choose what I express. I have the power and the dedication to accomplish all of my goals. I know that I can acquire all that I desire. I can express love and joy in all that I do. I know that I am becoming the person I want to be. I know that I am becoming the person I want to be. I know that I am becoming the person I want to be. That feels really powerful. Wow. I hope that you have a little drink and something to pop into your mouth, because right now we'll be doing communion. I invite you all to send me your energy as I charge and bless the communion. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and by the authority vested in me by the order of Melchizedek, the holy order of the Christos, and the channel of the Centre of Light, I bless and charge this communion with mindfulness and kindfulness. If we're in our meeting right now, this is the time we would send around the offering basket. However, we can't do that either. So please, if you would like to support the Centre of Light in Huntsville, Alabama, please send your checks there. You can look at the address on the website or on the Facebook page and send an offering. That would be greatly appreciated and help the centre to stay open and do the good work that we are trying to do. Thank you very much for your blessing and your offering, and may it return to you 1,000-fold. How about that? At this point in time, I'd like to invite you to join me in returning the flames. So I bless and thank you. 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 In closing, I would just like to say how grateful I am and thank you for attending. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. It's what I love to do. So I invite you to go in peace and love and go in kindfulness. And remember, change your genes. Have a blessed day.